Hello, everyone. My name is Demetrius Harmon. I'm a financial coach. I'm in Harmon Financial Coaching. I help my clients save money, build wealth, pay off their debt, just increase their financial literacy as a whole. I always say, change your mindset, grow your money. Before I get into it, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps YouTube's algorithm, helps my channel to grow. And if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. I would definitely appreciate it. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the books that I have here. I'm going to be talking about a couple different books, and these are the books that I recommend. I want to put out this disclaimer. There are some books that I left off this list. For example, I have read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. That might have been the first financial book that I ever read. And then I also read, this is a classic. You have to. Only reason I didn't put it, only reason I don't have it here, because I don't have the actual book in my possession, which is Millionaire Next Door. You have to read that book. If you don't read anything else, read The Millionaire Next Door, because it tells you the habits of actual everyday millionaires, and it's not what you're thinking. Probably you're thinking musicians, somebody who is an actor or actress. No, these are everyday people that you see in the grocery store, and you will never know it because they're not flashy with their money. So Millionaire Next Door, I definitely recommend that. But I'm going to talk about these books that I have in front of me. All right, so this one right here. All right, The 5 Lessons a Millionaire Taught Me by Richard Paul Evans. Just a brief synopsis of it. Richard, he had a multi-millionaire as a mentor, and this mentor really poured into him, really invested into him, and told him, lessons not just about wealth, but also just about life as a whole. And I'm not gonna give you all the lessons, but it's just filled with so many nuggets of wisdom. At the time when I bought this book was, I want to say it was under $20, $14.95. Yep, it cost $14.95. Money well spent. But one of the important lessons that I read in this book was it talks about winning in the margins, and he talks about driving used cars, waiting tables, using coupons, just being smart with your money, and those little small victories, that's how you build wealth. So that's just one of the many lessons that he talks about in there. And he gives practical examples as well. So if you want an easy read, something that you will definitely enjoy, definitely check out this book. You won't regret it. I love this book. I bought it years ago. I need to read it again, honestly, because sometimes books are very much like movies. You can read a book 5 years ago, and then you read it again and you notice some things that you didn't notice before. Maybe you forgot them. So definitely recommend this book. Please give it a try. You won't regret it. All right. So my next book that I'm going to get into is this. This is Chris Hogan, Retired Inspired. I'm going to say it again. Chris Hogan, Retired Inspired. Now, I know there are some people out there who know who Chris is, and they know what's been going on with him. Despite all of that, let me tell you, this book right here, it will not disappoint you. If you want to learn everything about retirement, you have to read Chris Hogan's Retired Inspired. It's mandatory. It talks about so many things regarding retirement. It talks about how retirement isn't an age, it's a number. And he talks about what to do. It talks about building bridge accounts. Maybe you're 3 years away from retirement, but you're done. You got your nest egg. You made all the right decisions, and you don't want to work anymore. He talks about building a bridge account, and that bridge will get you from those 3 years until when you can start using your retirement, taking out money from your retirement accounts, 401ks, things of that nature, IRAs. So if you want the ultimate book on retiring, I definitely suggest this book right here, Chris Hogan's Retired Inspired. You will not regret it, especially if you are, let's say you're behind, and maybe you feel you're behind. Maybe you're 10 years away and you don't have enough money saved. He talks about all these different things on what you can do. And he also lets us know that it's never too early to think about retiring. Spoiler alert, you're not going to be able to work forever. Did you know a lot of people's plan for retirement is to continue to work? True story. I've done the research. A lot of people's plan is to continue to work. And I've also found out that the two biggest fears regarding people who are retiring, one of them you can probably guess, which is number one, running out of money, right? Of course, you're running out of money. That's the big thing. But a very close second is living off of your kids. Number two, living off of your kids. Not being able to support yourself, being a burden to your kids. That's the second thing at the top of the list for retirement. So just to recap, number one, running out of money. Number two, living off of your kids. You do not want that. So you want to retire inspired. You want to retire with dignity. Definitely check out this book, Chris Hogan's Retired Inspired. This is the next one. The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a classic book. It's by George S. Clausen. Sometimes you watch a movie and you watch a movie and you never get a chance to watch it all the way through for whatever reason. Maybe you keep coming in on the same part. So this book, I've read bits and pieces of it, but after I finish reading my current book, which I'm going to share with you in a second, after I finish reading that, I'm looking forward to just diving into this and just reading it straight through, taking notes, highlighting it, and just making it my own. You have to read this book. It's written so clearly, plain language. You won't be confused. It talks about how to survive the lean years, how to fatten the purse, how to pay yourself first. Make sure you're always saving money. You have to read this book. I can't say this enough. I love this book. Like I said, I read bits and pieces of it. I'm going to read it all the way through real soon. You may be saying, well, how do I know it's good? Because I've read multiple amounts of pages already, and it's just a great book. All right, so that's The Richest Man in Babylon. All right, so my next book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Again, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. All right, so I'm going to be honest with you. As a financial guy, I made this mandatory for myself. I literally told myself, I have to read this. I have to read it, even if I don't like it. I have to finish this book. So I finished Think and Grow Rich. I gotta be honest with you. Some people, this is the end all be all for them. For me, not so much. It talks a lot about positive thinking. It has some. Don't get me wrong. It has some incredible lessons in here. It talks about not quitting and things of that nature. It talks about. It gives you a great life lessons that the writer talks about from history, some of his experiences, the people that he may know, things of that nature. But like I said, I got to be honest with you. It's a little. I'm not super impressed by it. I know a lot of people are probably like, "What? That's the greatest book ever," and that's fine. We can have a difference of opinions. The positive thinking is a bit much for me. I put all my faith in God. So it talks a lot about making sure you have that positive mindset, and some people take it too far. They get into this mindset of, as long as I think positive, great things are going to happen to me. I get it. Positive mindset is important. I'm a very optimistic person, but we got to be realistic as well. It's going to rain sometimes. That's just going to happen. So, but I will say this. If you are one of those people who really listen to what a lot of people say about certain books, and you take their recommendations, for example, Damon John from Shark Tank, he loves this book. He talks about how this book changed his life, and obviously we know what happened. He's worth a lot of money. So a lot of famous people have read this. A lot of millionaires, a lot of billionaires have read this book. So again, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Check it out for yourself. Just don't take my word for it, and maybe you'll be in love with it. It's not awful. It's just not necessarily my taste, my style. It's not my taste. But I could say it would benefit a lot of people. So that's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. All right. We have this, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I'm currently reading this. I I've made videos about this before, about the 7 baby steps and everything. And a lot of people, Dave Ramsey's another guy. Say what you want about him. I know a lot of people have their opinions about it, and I understand that. It's okay. Say what you want about him. The 7 baby steps work. That they just do. I know people who do not like him and still give him credit. It's like, yeah, I gotta give him his credit. The 7 baby steps work. So the Total Money Makeover is the 7 baby steps on steroids. But what I love about it is people are able to give their personal stories. And when I say personal stories, I mean personal stories. Like people are talking about when they decided not to give Christmas gifts, and they're sitting at the Thanksgiving table with their family, and they're telling their aunts and uncles and cousins that they're not giving Christmas gifts because they're ready to get out of debt, and the backlash that they faced. And you hear people talk about how much debt they had and how they worked really hard to pay their debt off and where they're at now. So it's just incredible stories after stories about people getting out of debt. Is very inspiring. I personally am debt free. I encourage everybody to pay off their debt. Your ultimate goal should always be financial freedom, because when you have money, you have options. I'm just saying, I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. So the Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, definitely check it out. Even if you don't like him, you might like the book, because you may listen to him on YouTube or his podcast, and guess what? You don't get any brash deliveries in the book, because it's just words on a paper, and you may say, "Wow, I really enjoy this," and you get a chance to kind of see a different side of him, based on what you typically see on YouTube and the podcast. So, Total Money Makeover. There's so many different people talking about money, but you gotta choose one. You gotta choose one. You gotta do something. But if you're not on any type of plan at all, well, what do you want me to tell you? You're not gonna win. You got to get on some type of plan, even if it's a plan that's not so great. Maybe it's some things that you need to change. Maybe you need a whole new plan, but at least you're trying something, right? So you can't just go through life aimless. You got to figure out what type of plan are you going to be on. And the 7 baby steps, like I said, they work. They're legit. All right, so last but certainly not least, Chris Hogan's Everyday Millionaire. I plan on being a millionaire. My wife and I, Lord willing, I'm going to reach that goal. The Everyday Millionaire, I mentioned The Millionaire Next Door, written by Thomas Stanley. The Everyday Millionaire by Chris Hogan is basically him paying homage to The Millionaire Next Door, but it's up-to-date information. So if you want to know what the Everyday Millionaire looks like, what the Everyday Millionaire drives, what type of like where they were at, for example, they had the top 4 jobs that people who were everyday millionaires, so let me back up a little bit. They interviewed over 10,000 millionaires in America. So they interviewed over 10,000 millionaires in America, and they wanted to know where they were from, how they grew up, all these different things. And they're from all over America. For example, a lot of the millionaires in here, they grew up on farms. So it kind of instilled that hard work, that dedication, being smart with your money, being smart with your resources, because farmers, they don't like to waste anything, because they understand the importance of protecting their resources. They understand the importance of working hard, getting up every day, doing what you need to do to win, instead of just whining about stuff, going out there, rolling your sleeves up and getting it done. So Chris Hogan's a Millionaire Next Door. They talk about things such as teachers was the top 4 professions that people were that's what they were doing. That was their job. They were actual school teachers, not like professors. They were teachers, and you'll see a lot of teachers are everyday millionaires. I'm not saying, you know, little Toby's teacher at his elementary school is a millionaire. She might be. I don't know, but I'm just saying teachers, they were engineers, but it wasn't anything like lawyers and doctors. Lawyers and doctors were not on this top 4 list. Like, just think about that for a second. And we know lawyers and doctors make a lot of money. So the reason why this book is so important is because you need to educate yourself on what millionaires are doing, what their habits are, what are they really doing with their money, how did they do it, when did they become millionaires. For example, I'm just going to building a strong work ethic. Just reading straight out of the book. 96% of millionaires enjoyed what they did for a career, and 64% say they love their jobs. Well, a lot of us can't say that, right? So guess what? You might want to find something that you really enjoy doing so you can be successful at it and be your best. Now, I'm not saying that you can't become a millionaire and working at a job that you don't like, because as long as you make the right decisions, you can. And that was just me randomly opening the book up, but there's so many stats that Dave even sells a white paper with all the stats on his website. And just to be clear, this isn't me advertising his business or anything. This is not. There's no paid sponsorship here. None of that stuff. This is just me doing research and wanting to learn more about money. So definitely read Chris Hogan's Everyday Millionaire. If nothing else, you can just look at this book and say, "Wow, I want to look at what are the actual facts and what are the actual lies." You may not even be into reading this book, but you might just want to dive into the stats, which is perfectly fine. But this, you have to have this in your life to find out whether or not you have a millionaire mindset. Some people have, average mindset, but they say they want to be millionaires. You can't do that. You can't have, you can't have this mindset where, okay, I'm just going to do a little bit, but I expect an extraordinary result. You can't do that. So you find out if you have a millionaire mindset. All right, so that is my time. So I hope you definitely check out these books, at least some of them. And real quick, there are some books I have on my list that I want to read, like Automatic Millionaire. There's a few other ones I have saved on my phone that I plan on reading in the future. So definitely, if you want to increase your financial literacy, I would definitely recommend dive into some books, start listening to some podcasts, fry all the fat, cut the TV off, start reading, start growing every single day, stacking those reps brick by brick, and just get better each and every day. All right, that's my time. Take care. God bless. And remember, change your mindset, grow your money.